What it do, dog?
Yo, what's happening, baby?
What up, my dude? How's your day going?
Just another one. Glad to be here. Ready to
you.
get into this shit.
I hear you on that, bro. Hell of a fight card coming up this week, bro.
I think we're blessed. It sucks, right? Because we just had, 2 weeks or 3 weeks with no UFC on Saturday night. 2 weeks.
It kind of felt weird, didn't it? Like, it almost felt like a month.
Yeah, it felt way too long.
Because the last card was what? Now I don't even remember.
I don't even remember, dude. That's what I mean.
Brendan Allen, Paul Craig. And that felt like a month ago.
Yeah, that was November 18th. So, 2 weeks, I guess it would be.
2 weeks ago, because last week we had PFL championships that were just god awful.
Yeah, we got a little disappointed with the PFL championships last week for sure. Yep.
Yeah, man, unbelievable. And then people are on the internet trying to compare the fact that they got Bellator now, so it's going to be some sort of an improvement for them. I just don't see it happening. I don't think they come close to being anything what the UFC is, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. The one thing that I've always really enjoyed about the PFL, I know you do too, is the whole format of it, like the whole tournament format of the PFL. I think is awesome. It's sick.
Yes and no. I do. I like the format. I like the fact that they have it spaced out to where, hey, we don't calculate injuries. We just this is the schedule for the year. You win this fight, the next time you fight will be then, and then the next time you fight will be then, and so on and so forth. It's not like the UFC where you could wait, 10 months just to get a fight. The PFL has, such small pool that it's like they have everything scheduled down to the T. So,
yeah, I think I enjoy that. Like, I think each fight, obviously has meaning. I mean, it's the same in the UFC. Like, you're trying to climb the rankings, but it's just such a bigger group of fighters in the UFC that to reach the pinnacle is so much longer of a process where these guys can fight 4 times a year really in the PFL and win $1 million. So I do really like the format of it, but that being said, like, we just watched the best the PFL has to offer
and it was
Friday, right?
Shit.
And yeah, I mean, it just, you can tell the quality of the fighters compared to what we're used to seeing as, rabid UFC fans. Like, it's just not the same. It's just not at all the same.
No,
it's pretty obvious.
And I know this could be a crazy take to say, but I see Bellator champs running through PFL champs.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that shakes out. I mean, there's probably a few. There's probably a few.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, how confident I am in the Bellator champs either,
I mean, I think Umar's an easy win. I think
and he fights at 155.
I believe
also?
So. Yep.
Okay.
I think Patchy Mix is an easy win. Chris Cyborg might be an easy. I don't know, man. Pacheco didn't look that great in the last fight she just had for the championship.
Yeah,
I thought
definitely
she was
not to how we're used to seeing Cyborg.
Exactly.
Sure.
I thought she was going to run straight through her, but that didn't happen. Ryan Bader might be. I think if he was 2-3 years, maybe 5 years younger, there's not anybody in that heavyweight division that's going to beat him.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to definitely see what that's going to be like when they do merge them together and all that kind of stuff.
And I did just see a dude, I did just see like a dope ass promo for Jake Paul in PFL.
A dope promo?
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. I can't even hate, dude. I can't even be a hater, dude. The video was so cool. Like, the music they had, like, I was just like,
hold on.
Yeah, dude.
A Jake Paul PFL fight.
Yeah, I mean, there's no fight. It's just him in MMA gloves, in the PFL, like MMA trunks, in a cage.
I think I did
like
see
shooting
that.
A promo, like just like a video or whatever.
It's like,
but
does it say like 2024 at the very end, like coming 2024 or something stupid like that?
Something like that. But it was a dope video, and I was just like, oh shit. But like, here's the thing, man. Say whatever you want, but like, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it.
Everybody's going to. Everybody wants to see how he fares out in an MMA fight. I mean, I think that's a given. I don't think
that is a I don't know if it's a good lane for the PFL to like necessarily go down, but he's a star. Like
Yeah.
you can say whatever you want about him, but like people talk and watch when he fights. Like they talk about his fights and they watch when he fights. That's a big draw for the PFL. Like you're going to have people that have never watched the PFL ever before in their lives and never even thought about it. Your casual boxing and MMA fans that don't even watch UFC fight, not like just casual fans that are going to watch that because it's Jake Paul. It's going to be a big event when he does come to the PFL,
that makes sense.
regardless of how you feel about the dude.
So what do you think? Do you think that it's same price as the last pay-per-view, $49.99, or because it's Jake Paul, they're gonna jump that bitch up to $69.99?
I don't know. I hope so. I hope for a little $52.99 with the fees or whatever it was.
I'm gonna grab my water right here real quick.
Yep.
But I mean, it's funny because this is the first PFL event that I seen them charge for a pay-per-view.
Yeah. Well, it's the championships, right? It makes sense.
Yeah, but I don't believe that they charged last year's.
I don't know. I don't even know if I watched last year's.
Yeah,
I'm kind of new to the PFL thing.
Well, I don't know if you were in here with me, but I definitely watched it last year. So
yeah, so that was cool, man. But
Aspen Ladd won the $1 million.
Right. Yeah, okay. I think I do remember that. Yeah. So I mean, but that was cool. But that was like a kind of a shitty filler to not having UFC for 2 weeks. But now we get this fight night with Dariush and Tsarukyan. And this is like a fire card. I'm super excited about this, bro. There's some heavy hitter fights on here. It's gonna be awesome.
What's crazy is I'm not necessarily like one-sided on a lot of these fights. I'm very 50-50 on a lot of these fights. So
I agree. I agree.
And I definitely want to talk about a couple of them as well. So I mean, we could jump right into that and just kind of touch base. I mean, the prelims are not the greatest. There are some good fights on the prelims. Obviously, to headline the prelims, you get Miesha Tate and Julia Avila, which, I mean, Miesha Tate, she's a veteran in the UFC. She's been around for a very long time. This is likely her last fight, win or lose, honestly. I think if she doesn't win dominantly, I don't think the UFC offers her another fight. But if she loses, I think this could potentially be her retirement fight, if I had to guess. I mean, she's done TV, she's done other things. Like she's essentially doing other things outside of fighting. So the best of her is to just retire, live out. I mean, she is old. She's got to be. I mean, God, I don't even know.
She's 37.
Yeah, so she's getting up there. I mean,
yeah, she said in a press conference I just saw earlier that like she doesn't know, like any fight could be her last fight, kind of deal.
Yeah, I mean, you get beat up enough over time. You don't want to mess up your face. I mean, she ain't bad looking, so
right. No doubt.
I mean, shit. But yeah, I mean, this could be a good fight. I mean, none of us really know how it could end up. We don't know what Miesha Tate we're gonna see. I mean, she was a champion at one time. You can't discredit her for that. You can take it as you want, but she did win a belt, regardless if it was women's or not. But
absolutely, yep.
So hey. Good luck to her. I can't wait to see it. If it is a retirement fight, I definitely remember when she was, not a veteran, when she was just coming up in the UFC. So, let's see who else we got in the prelims. Any other like standout names? I know Cody Brundage is a standout name. I've seen that name a few times.
I think he gets ran through.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Zachary Reese. What's this?
Zachary Reese undefeated, okay? And here's the thing.
6-0, yeah.
Cody Brundage is a small guy.
Yep.
For 185, I think.
Where do I remember seeing this guy from? Zachary Reese.
This dude's a problem. He's fucking huge for 185. He's 6'4". I mean, he's Adesanya size. He's 6'4", 185. He has like a fucking 80-inch reach or something. That's dramatic. It's probably not that much, but like I think he's too big.
For the weight class?
For Cody Brundage. Like, Cody Brundage is a smaller size guy. He's like a 6-footer. I don't see Zachary Reese having a problem. He's just he's just too big, dude. He's just too big. I don't see
there's no odds on here either. So that just goes to tell you that either A, there's something there that Vegas ain't that sees that they don't want to put it out yet, or what. So I'll look more.
Yeah, the only thing I saw, I saw odds on ESPN set that Zachary Roos like a minus 250 favorite or something.
Oh, that's not bad.
It wasn't a crazy. No, it definitely wasn't like a crazy lopsided one way or the other. But I think he wins dominantly.
Awesome. I like that. I do want to point out that Miesha Tate is still the number 12 bantamweight in the world.
That's awesome.
And her last fight was last year in July against Lauren Murphy that she lost to. And Lauren Murphy may be on the biggest downward spiral in women's MMA history.
I mean, women's MMA is just so comical at times.
Yeah,
like
I know.
it can be so legit. I don't want to shit on it all the time. Like it's definitely legit, but like it's just like, like if you were on the type skid that she's on in men's bantamweight,
yeah,
like you wouldn't even be in the UFC anymore, probably.
100%.
You know 100%. What I mean?
I mean, I'll give a little blame to myself because I'm an idiot and I'm gonna call myself out. I definitely bet on women's MMA during the PFL event and may have been the worst
let's just
decision.
Get this all out in the open now. You made a big mistake.
A big mistake. Big mistake. I'll never do it again. I told myself 100 times to never bet women's MMA, especially at like a high price level. And I did, and it bit me in the ass. And it wasn't like I took just a money line. I actually took the fight to not go the distance. So which is even worse. Like that's such a bad bet, dude. I know. I remember you saying that like when we were watching them. I was like, why? Very disappointed in myself. Why? Never bet women's MMA, especially if it's the fight to end inside the fight to end inside the distance. Never do it.
Yeah, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made that Friday for sure.
I will say it was Kayla Harrison to run through Aspen Ladd.
Right. Yeah, that's tough. Tough chick, dude.
I should have fucking known better. I regret it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, back to the UFC.
Yep.
I had to get my my dirty secret out of the way for everyone.
Yeah, you got to be honest with the people.
Exactly. So we start the night out. I mean, well, not a bad fight. I'm gonna probably botch the last name, but Soriano and
Stoltzfus.
However you say that name.
Stoltzfus.
Doesn't sound very American to me.
Yeah.
I mean, a guy with the United States flag. That name does not sound American, but
true that. Yeah, true that.
I believe Soriano sounds more American than Stoltzfus. Yeah. But anyways,
fucking Clay Guida's on here too. I just noticed.
Next fight up, man. I was just gonna talk about it. So
that's so crazy. My man's about to have 60 fights in the UFC.
I say this with a heavy heart because I love Clay Guida.
Yeah.
If he loses this, he's done. No more.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's 41.
He's 41, and the guy has went to war, like legitimate, like brawls in the fucking octagon. Like, there's just something about that guy. He has this screw loose, and when he gets in there, he's just an animal, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, love him. Always liked him, but it's definitely about time for him to hang it up. I don't think he won his last fight. I think he won the fight before, but I don't think he won his last one. Yeah, no, he didn't. He lost earlier this year against Garcia. That's right. So I think the UFC's giving him his one last. Here you go, and I think this. I mean, Joaquim Silva he's young, not necessarily young, but not as much. Obviously, not as much time in the UFC.
Right. Yeah, he's 34.
Yeah. So I think he'll give Clay Guida his last bout, which I would like to see Clay Guida fight someone, a veteran or something like that, to end it on, kind of like they did with Nico Price and Robbie Lawler, something like that, for a guy who goes in there and goes to war. But who knows, man? If he loses to Silva and he ends it, good career for him. If he somehow manages to win it, put that motherfucker on UFC 300 and let him end his career on a bang. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what they need to do.
like him and Dustin Poirier or something,
Oh,
or like
Jesus Christ! No, he wouldn't
let him die.
He wouldn't last 30 seconds in there with Dustin Poirier. Not at his age.
Yeah, 41.
But-
What about oh fuck, dude, what's the other guy's name? He has like the knockout record or close. He got it, and I think Derek Lewis got it back. He's 40 something too.
Talking about Tim.
Shit, what is his name, man?
Knockout record.
Yeah.
I don't know. You might have to look it up.
I'm looking it up, dude. I'm looking it up. Yeah, here he is. Matt Brown.
Matt Brown. Oh yeah, Matt Brown just had that crazy knockout
Yes.
against who did he beat? He beat dude, he knocked him out cold too, bro. First round knockout, right? Was his last win?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Who was it against, dude? I can't remember, but I feel like it was against someone somewhat decent.
Yeah, Matt Brown. What was his last fight? Matt Brown. Let me see here. Let me see. Yeah, because I mean, he fights at 170.
Yeah, he had a big one.
So they could, Court McGee at Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yeah, UFC Charlotte.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
UFC
a big win.
Charlotte. Mm-hmm. Knockout TKO first round, end of the first round.
Yep. It was. He called him. I don't remember how it was, but it was like a straight right. I think it was just a straight right that was so hard it knocked him out.
Yeah, that's right. Right. It was just a jab right on the chin.
Because was that not Robbie Lawler's retirement night? Same card, right?
No, it was a fight night. It was the Rosenstruck fight night versus Almeida.
Oh, okay.
He was the prelim final. Matt Brown and Court McGee.
There's a lot of good knockouts on that card, though, if I'm not mistaken.
There was, yeah. All in the prelims was Brian Battle had a first round knockout in like 15 seconds.
Yep.
That one was really good. But so like Matt Brown's how old? He's in his 40s. I know.
Too,
yeah, I know he's in his 40s.
He might be 41.
Let me see here. Oh, we're not gonna give me an age. Yeah, he's something like that, dude. He's
I'd say 41 if I had to say.
42.
42?
Yeah, so that'd be a perfect fight, dude. Let the two old guys go at it on like the prelims at UFC 300. Matt Brown and Clay Guida. The problem is I don't know if Clay Guida fights again, but by that point, I mean that's April, so it's possible for sure.
Yeah, UFC 300. He just fought in like what, April this year?
Okay, so yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, fuck it. So
awesome,
outside of those two fights, now we're getting to pretty much what could potentially be a hell. If I saw this card right here on like a UFC like pay-per-view, if you gave me a title fight and dropped off and put Clay Guida Silva as like the prelim main event, and then the rest of these 4 fights were like the fight leading up to a title shot, that's a pay-per-view.
It is. Yep, for sure. Sean Brady, Kevin Gastelum dropping down a weight division, I think,
Figueiredo,
right?
Yeah, he did. Bobby Green, Jalen Turner, like this is definitely like the 4 fights on a main card up to a title shot.
This is actually really interesting though. So Sean Brady, Kevin Gastelum is going down a weight division, right? Rob Font, Davison Figueiredo is going up a weight division. Yep. Jalen Turner, Bobby Green. Jalen Turner just took this fight on hella short notice.
Yep. And then Tsarukyan and Dariush, Dariush is coming off of getting knocked out by Charles. Tsarukyan is going up on a win.
Yeah. So I mean, dude, I'm excited. I'm glad to be back. Dude, Tsarukyan's another. I know we were just talking about this. It might have been on the live stream we did on YouTube or something, but Tsarukyan's another American top team guy.
Yeah. We talked about that the other day.
Yeah.
So,
he's on a 2-fight. He's on a 2-fight win streak.
Yeah,
he lost to Gamrot though in 2022. I'm seeing.
Yep.
But I mean, this is going to be a test for him for sure because this is by far probably his hardest fight.
I think definitely his hardest fight, but to be honest, this is gonna piss a lot of people off. But if there's anybody that's gonna piss one off about a UFC take, it's gonna be me. Fuck them.
Sure.
I never thought Beneil Dariush was that good.
Yeah, people love Benny, dude.
I like him. I like him. I think he's a good fighter. I never saw him as a champion. I never saw him winning the belt. I never saw him even being a number one contender. Like he's almost like a Belal Muhammad in my eyes type deal. Like I don't see Belal holding the belt. I don't see Belal being the number one contender. I just don't think like they're good enough, but they're just not that extra step. I mean, dude, if you're gonna come off, if Charles Oliveira loses like a bad fight to Islam and then takes this fight against you, and you're the up and coming, like you get the number one contender shot fight and you lose in the first round to Charles after him losing like that tells me that you're not that good, dude. Right. Charles shown you his weakness. You could probably react on the fact that he's coming off a loss, and Charles was supposed to fight Islam again, obviously, after that big win, but that's besides the point. But Dariush has always been that one. He's kind of just like he's good enough, but he's never gonna. I don't think he's ever gonna get to that next caliber of like championship level. And I mean,
he's the fourth ranked lightweight right now. Correct. But like you got to think Gaethje's in front of him, Oliveira's in front of him, and Islam's the champ. Obviously, he already got knocked out in the first round by Oliveira.
Yep.
I don't think he beats Gaethje.
I don't think he beats Gaethje either.
I don't think he beats Islam.
I definitely don't think he beats Islam.
Like so now he's fighting the 8th ranked guy.
Volk runs through him.
Yeah, like a in shape with a camp Volk. Yeah.
Shit, Volk did a 10-day notice. Volk beats Dariush. I'm sorry, but it's true, dude. But the thing is, though, is that I know this is gonna sound crazy about Volk, but the Volk we saw against Islam last, that Volk ain't coming off 10 days notice and beating. I don't think he's beating Justin Gaethje. I don't think he's gonna beat. Yeah. You know, he may beat Charles because Charles has weaknesses, dude. That's one thing you either love Charles or you hate Charles. And I'm a big Charles guy because I like a guy who literally got beat to the floor and then somehow managed to rise up all the way to the top. And someone with that kind of confidence and mentality, I'm always gonna respect. So Charles has always got my respect, but he has flaws that Volk would expose. I think Gaethje's striking level, and I think his fight where he's right now in his career after that big win over Poirier, I think if Volk took a 10-day notice fight against Gaethje, I think Gaethje might give him a problem.
Yeah, I do too. Gaethje's tough, bro.
He's
that's a tough fight for anybody.
Yeah,
that's a tough fight for anybody.
But I see Dariush getting the same thing, ran through, just like Charles did to him. I mean, if you let Charles do that to you, I don't think you're deserving. And I see why.
I agree.
I see why he's a plus 225 underdog to Tsarukyan, because I think same thing is going to happen. I think Tsarukyan, they'll probably scrap it out. I can see this fight going the distance, being a scrap, but I think Tsarukyan beats him up more.
Yeah, and it's interesting too. Like he just fought Charles for like essentially as a number one contender match, right? And then now he's fighting the 8th ranked guy.
Yep.
You know, so it was almost like he lost that fight and then just kind of got pushed back.
And that same shit's going to happen when damn Belal Muhammad tries to go and fight for the number one contender spot. That same shit, he's going to get his ass whooped. I want to see Dana White fucking throw Belal Muhammad and Gilbert Burns number 2 with Burns not hurt, and let's see how it plays out.
Right. Yeah, because it'll be interesting to see how Sean Brady fights, too, because he's coming back, and he just lost to Belal. Belal beat his ass, dude.
I know, and the thing is, though, is this is kind of crazy to me, but this is another one of my hot takes, another thing that I was thinking about. I know you like Sean Brady.
Yeah, I'm a big Sean Brady. I mean, he's a Philly boy, so but yeah, I'm all in on Sean Brady.
I don't think he should be the favorite, dude. I think if Gastelum makes weight, I think people forget that Gastelum was like one of the only people outside of Alex Pieta to give Izzy a fucking run for his money.
Yeah, Gastelum's a beast, bro, for sure.
So like, I think people forget that about how good he truly is. And then Sean Brady, he's had so many issues here recently. Like just everything. Well, actually, both of them, honestly. Fucking Gaslam getting the damn ringworm before the fight. He can't make weight. Brady can't make weight, right? Wasn't that the issue with him last time? He missed weight, or
I thought he got hurt or something, right?
Injury
He had a
thing?
fight get canceled.
yeah. But they both had like 2 in a row that has something came up. So honestly, this is like a battle of who's going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, who's going to show up? Because none of us know. But
Well, right, and that's why I feel good about Sean Brady in this, and I think it'll be because I think it has meaning, a lot of meaning to him more than it does for Gaslam. Like this is a comeback fight for Brady. He was 15-0, he was undefeated, and he ran into Bilal Muhammad and got his ass beat, and he didn't look like. I'm never going to give Bilal his flowers. First off, I'll just say that first.
yeah,
But because Brady didn't look like himself.
yeah,
He looked like he had an off night, and you can't have an off night against a top 5 fighter in the UFC. You're going to get fucked up, and he got fucked up. And so now he's coming back, fresh off your first loss. Like, hopefully that just fed something inside him that made him hungry, that he wants to, come into this one and just dominate. And I feel like he will. I think this is a really interesting fight for him to prove that. It'll be, especially dropping down a weight class. You never know how that affects somebody, like taking off an extra 15 pounds. I mean, that's, that could be significant.
But based on the interview today, Gastelum was like, "This is the lightest I've ever felt. Like, this is the best I've ever felt. Almost like a skinny Derek Lewis now, like going in there, like just light on his toes. You never know. I mean,
he was always kind of
thick, dude, big boy.
Yeah, and you could tell, like, he's never been like ripped.
Yeah,
right.
Now
You know what I mean?
abs,
Like,
dude.
yeah. So right, like, so it'll be interesting to see him fight at 170 for sure.
I agree. Yeah. I'm ready for it. So,
me too, man.
Next on our list, Rob Font, Davison Figueiredo.
Yep.
I like this fight more in favor of Font, to be honest. I mean, I know Figueiredo's coming up a weight class. He's a scrapper. Mm-hmm. I think Font's the better boxer. I mean, fuck, dude, Rob Font's one of the best boxers in the UFC. So I mean, He could be a problem for Figueiredo, who's used to scrambling with Moreno and moving around everywhere like a guy with this high level strike.
He's so fast though. Davison is so fucking fast, dude. Holy shit.
I don't know. I just think I think Figueiredo's gonna get, or Font's gonna be a problem. Like, yeah, I don't know if he's gonna know how to react to someone who can strike at a higher level than a guy like Moreno or the little guys,
Right. Well, and that's the thing. It's so much, like, obviously at flyweight, right?
Yeah, flyweight.
Those guys have a significant speed advantage, like just in watching them fight, even compared to a bantamweight, they have a serious speed advantage. But like the size and the reach and the distance, I think is going to be the thing. Like, if Rob Font can just beat him up, and pick him apart and box him and out kick him and all those kinds of things, then, I think it's going to be a different, that's going to be that's going to be the story of the fight. Like, who kind of wins that battle, who wins the distance battle, how big of a hurdle is it for someone that's used to fighting at 125 to go up a weight class and fight a bigger guy. And Davison's not at the top of his game necessarily anymore. Like, guys are used to going up a weight class when they're at the, peak of their hype and careers and abilities. He's not necessarily at that. So, we'll see. I mean, I guess that, that's why he's not coming up and fighting Sean O'Malley to be double, like, that's why he's not fighting the champ, but he's fighting Rob Font. But
exactly. Now, I will say this, though. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's only 2 people that ever have gone from flyweight to bantamweight and either been a champ or been successful.
Well, I mean, DJ.
Yeah,
right?
Mighty Mouse and Cejudo, I think, are the only 2.
Okay, I thought Cejudo was bantam and featherweight. He was bantamweight and flyweight?
Was he bantamweight and featherweight? I thought he was flyweight, bantamweight.
I don't think there's no way he fought at flyweight.
That little motherfucker, he was little.
I thought it was featherweight.
No, I don't think so. I think he fought flyweight. I mean, man, I might sound like an idiot, but I'm pretty sure, dude, he was little.
You're right. Flyweight and bantamweight.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude. Cejudo was small, bro, when he first came in on the scene. Bro, he wrestled in the Olympics at like 115 or 113 or something like that, dude. He's a little motherfucker.
Yeah, and he's got a gold medal in the Olympics, right? That's so crazy.
Definitely is an Olympic gold medalist, dude. He was a beast in college and in the Olympics. He was an animal.
So nuts. That's so nuts, man.
One of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
That one I think has a lot of interesting things to look at, and I bet it'll be fireworks, honestly. Yeah, same thing with the next one, Jalen Turner and Bobby Green.
I saved the best for last. This is my favorite fight on the card because you already know all the homies love Jalen Turner, but all the homies
Tarantula,
love
baby.
Bobby Green. So damn
Bobby
it,
Green's a gangster.
This is gonna be a brawl, dude. It's like I don't want to see either one of them lose.
Yeah, either way, it's just like I mean, it's the same. I feel the same way about this fight as I did with Tarantula's last fight against Dan Hooker.
Yeah, a brawl.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and dude, that was brutal. But Dan Hooker was beat up, bro. He was cut. It was blonde-haired Dan Hooker. You could see all the blood in his hair. Crazy.
Jalen Turner gassed out. Last fight.
He did.
That's why he lost the fight. It's obvious, dude. He caught. Remember, Dan Hooker ate the left that kick to the face. And then that's when Jalen jumped out and just let all his gas go. And then Dan Hooker recovered. And then after that, he caught Jalen. And then it was literally dude, I actually want to watch that fight tonight. That's what I'm going to fucking do when we get done. I'm going to go back and watch that fight. Because, dude, there was times where Jalen was hurt.
I thought I still had, I think I had Jalen Turner winning that fight, though.
Oh, we all did. Yeah, we definitely did. I mean,
because that was a weird decision.
Yep.
I really thought I had it, but that was where was that fight? I don't even know. Oh, it was just in Las Vegas. This is the Volk fighting Rodriguez card. Yep. Okay. Yeah, Brandon Moreno. Yeah, okay, that's right. Oh, this was
Mexican
a fire
Independence Day, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, this was a fire card, bro.
I know it was ranked in our tier list.
It was
the number 1 or 2 best card of the year.
Yeah. It was. It was definitely up there. Yep. It was an S tier card. We had it for sure.
Definitely had S tier card. Yeah, that was a good video too. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you go and check out the tier list where we ranked all the UFC pay-per-views of the year. So that shit was a good time. But yeah, this is the first time I'm kind of hands tied with this Jalen Turner Bobby Green because I really like both of the guys. If Bobby Green gets a big win over Jalen Turner, now you're talking a top 5 fight next potentially because he's on a killing spree right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, you never know what the UFC could do. They either want to say, "Oh shit, he's really on that. He's on that shit. Let's give him a big time fight," or they keep playing, Bobby bullshit with him and just whatever. But
yeah, I mean he had a draw against Jared Gordon.
Yep.
He subbed Tony Ferguson, and then he knocked out Grant Dawson though,
which was
in October.
Big. Yep. So
that was only that's less than 2 months ago.
Yep.
Jesus, this dude is crazy.
And he put Grant Dawson in his tracks, brother. Undefeated, coming in. Yeah. Bobby Green shut that shit down. So this is
30 seconds into round 1.
This is definitely a big step up, though, in my opinion, in competition. Jalen Turner, he's lanky, he's long, he can play distance really well. That won't allow Bobby to get close and utilize his skill. That's really Jalen's only path. That's his big path to victory. If he can control the distance and strike with his legs and not allow Bobby to get into his clinch and get in close to him, then he definitely is going to easily win the fight. But if Bobby gets anywhere remotely and Jalen fucks up and tries to scrap with him close, Bobby could catch him and knock him out.
No doubt. Yeah, I think it could go either way. I think that's the fight to bet to end inside the distance.
Oh, it will. I definitely could see it ending inside the distance.
Yeah,
without a doubt. I mean, this is Jalen Turner's redemption fight, or this is Bobby Green's ticket into a potential great opportunity.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, Bobby Green's getting up there in age too, man. So it'd be interesting to see. He's 37. So Jalen Turner's 28. For Jalen Turner, you can't lose these fights. You can't
No, you
lose.
can't.
Like, you can't lose against the 37-year-old Bobby Green if you're trying to go anywhere in the division. You're gonna have to win this fight.
Oh yeah, if Jalen loses this game over. He's gonna get pushed back top 15. He might even move back to 14. I mean, he'll be on a 2-fight skid.
It's just such a it's arguably the most competitive division in UFC right now. So, for a 28-year-old, it's going to be tough. Like, you can't. I mean, he has plenty of time. Obviously, he's not even really in his prime yet, arguably.
Yeah.
But you can't lose to the 37-year-old Bobby Green.
No.
You just can't.
And they've got it fairly. I mean, they got Jalen Turner as the favorite, which is, I think, is kind of obvious. It should be. But Bobby Green's a plus 130 underdog, which is damn near even odds.
Right.
So, I mean, a lot of these fights are even. Gastelum Brady is even odds, essentially. Font Figueredo is even odds, essentially. Jalen Turner and Bobby Green even odds, essentially. The only one that's kind of separated is Tsarukyan and Dariush.
Right.
So, I mean, we kind of forget about the first two fights that are on the card because of how good the last four are.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I mean, the last four are going to be bangers. Like I said, if you took those four fights and put them underneath a championship fight, you got a pay-per-view that I would pay for and be happy with,
For sure. We wouldn't be putting that on the give me my money back on the tier list.
To be honest, it'd probably be if you put a big time fight on this card, say you did, since you have Dariush and Tsarukyan, if you did Islam and Charles as the championship fight, now you're talking potential A tier, S tier card.
No doubt. Yeah, so, no doubt.
It's a lightweight fight, main card, lightweight bout for the co-main. Then you got Jalen Turner, Bobby Green, lightweight. So then you do the lightweight belt for the championship, and now you got Islam Charles. This is definitely easily could potentially be a championship fight. I'm happy it's not, but
hell yeah, so, yeah, for free, for fun and for free on ESPN Plus, baby.
I don't know if you saw. Did you see that there was an altercation between Bobby Green and Tsarukyan's team? Like Bobby Green, I guess, had to fight one of the guys. No,
when?
Yeah, this just happened like before we got on the podcast, probably
about in Vegas,
3 hours before.
What? Mm-hmm. No, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
are you kidding me?
No, I believe it had to do with like Tsarukyan's team, like a guy on his team, maybe. Like Bobby Green felt the need that he had to defend himself.
Okay. Yeah, that's how it always is. I feel like it's never like actually the fighter starting the shit. It's always like some dude in the entourage that's like fucking it up for everybody.
The Dylan Dennis.
Yeah.
Some dude.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just some fucking guy. Some fucking guy, man. Yeah. So no, I didn't see anything about that though. That'd be interesting. Hopefully it's no big deal and it doesn't, jeopardize anything coming into this fight on Saturday.
Well, it's funny. I was about to say it's the UFC. No, nothing's gonna happen. I saw Dana White had a big podcast the other day with Full Send. A lot of shit came out of that podcast. I'm gonna segue because I know we just finished the car, so I'm gonna segue off to this podcast because we talked about it a little bit and some of the things that we saw on there or saw during the podcast. I don't know if you had the chance to fully listen to it, but he was talking about like the UFC, like they're very like. They really don't like this conflict and fighting during weigh-ins and that shit. Kind of like
I did see that. Yep.
He was saying like he doesn't fuck with that. Like he doesn't want that. So like when these guys get in like arguments and brawls and stuff and scream at the weigh-ins, he was like it really makes them look bad. Like the athletic commission is always on their shit whenever stuff like that happens. So he was like,
yeah, well, that's the thing. Like that's the difference. They're trying to make this. As professional of a production as fighting can be.
Yep.
Without making it like a circus like boxing has become.
Yep.
So I agree. I mean, it's just professionalism from top to bottom would be the best way for everybody to handle themselves every time. But
I mean, for us as fight fans, we want to see John Jones sling a chair at Daniel Cormier. We want to see fucking
Connor throw a water bottle at Nate Diaz. Yeah,
and or Connor throwing a chair through Khabib's window of his bus. Like
that was a little much. There was like hella people on that bus.
We want that as fight fans. We want that conflict. Like
sure.
We want to see Colby Covington talking mad shit at a press conference. We want to see Sean Strickland calling Izzy a fucking whatever he was calling him, gay and all this shit at the
Right.
we want that, but they are all like, nah. That's why they didn't want Sean to be the champ, because he's a
I just watched
a PR problem waiting to happen.
I just watched a video of him sparring 3v1 against 3 guys in his gym.
Dude, he's nuts. Speaking of him, the video that circused online of somebody some drunk dude stumbling onto his driveway?
Yeah, that was awesome. I know we tweeted that out. We put that on our Twitter.
Yep.
At Over the Octagon podcast, and dude, that's just such a Sean Strickland thing to do.
Just casually walked out, jeans on. Yeah. Who walks around their house with jeans on and a white t-shirt? Like, that's some Sean Strickland shit. I don't know if you caught that or thought about that. But I was like, yo, this dude, like, I'm in some basketball shorts, a hoodie, and a t-shirt. This man's casually sitting at home. Ring doorbell rings. He checks his phone. He has enough time to have a gun on him, blue jeans on, boots on, and a white t-shirt, and walks outside.
I think the blue jeans, white t-shirt, and handgun are probably just like normal operating behavior for him. You know what I mean?
That's his normal wear around the house. Doesn't change his GTA character at all. Just casually white t-shirt, blue jeans, and a gun.
Right. It's fucking, for sure, man.
If that ain't America,
that was hilarious.
I don't know what is, dude. That's fucking America as it gets right there.
Yep. Yeah, it was awesome, dude. That and then like now he involved himself in this whole like Ian Gary thing too. I don't know if you've been following that. But,
yeah, bro. Ian Gary's
he's been going off on that. Trying to, and like truthfully, like I think he's trying to look out for Ian Gary too. Really, like he's trying to say like, dude, run,
you gotta
buddy.
Get away,
you need to, you gotta get out of there.
Your wife's this, your wife's that. Get away.
He called her a succubus from what I saw the last time. Is what he called her.
He's called him a cuck like 20 times and her a succubus.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's great. I mean,
my favorite champion right now.
He doesn't give a shit. And you know what's crazy is this may affect him, dude. As much as he admits it's not doing anything, I mean, let's be real here. Dylan Dennis and Logan Paul, when that shit was going down, you would have thought Logan Paul was going to run through Dylan Dennis. Like, let's be real. Dylan Dennis wasn't fucking fighting, but Logan didn't look good. I think it had a lot to do with Dylan beating his ass online for so long. It kind of got to him. I think the same shit might happen to Ian Gary if he lets it get into his head, and then the press conference comes around and you got all these people shitting on you at the press. Dude, you're gonna have Colby Covington there. You don't think Colby Covington, the American badass, isn't gonna bring that up at the press conference?
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
It's gonna go the fuck down, dude. Can't wait for that. I hope that press conference is just because there's other people there too, right?
You got Ian. Colby's going to be there.
Ian, Patty Pimblett's there.
Patty Pimblett's going to be there. Tony Ferguson's going to be there. Tony Ferguson don't give a shit.
Sunglass Tony, hopefully. You know what I mean?
You're going to have freaking Wonder Boy in the corner trying to make peace with everyone.
Right. Right.
But Ian Gary looks like the guy that could crack under that kind of pressure. He's young, dude. Young kids like that, they might be great fighters, but they're still young in the brain. And they still can have those mental little breakdowns, and it might not be a good thing for him, dude.
It's going to be added pressure.
Cody Garbrandt's going to be there.
Yeah, it's going to be added pressure on him for sure. We'll have to see what happens. I think Ian Gary's really good, and his whole life, truthfully, like I follow him on Instagram, as probably a lot of people do. His whole life is dedicated to training. Like he's been traveling the world since his last fight, training in Brazil, training jiu-jitsu in Brazil, Muay Thai in Thailand, like boxing in Ireland at Conor McGregor's gym over there, and like all these different places, training with the best of each style, getting better and better. We'll have to see how that works out. You know what I mean? But like, this is another fight like that. I mean, that's not, a couple weeks, but that's another one that we're going to have to keep our eye on. And obviously we'll have an episode or two of the podcast before, that pay-per-view comes on. So we'll have some time to kind of dive into that a little bit deeper. But yeah, I'm really excited for that whole thing too. It's going to be awesome to watch.
Question for the social medias. does Ian Gary get booed when he comes out, or does he get an extreme cheer from the crowd?
Definitely no. He gets booed.
He gets
for sure.
he gets booed, right?
100%.
Yeah, I feel like he's
It's not
gonna
even close.
he's gonna get fucking booed.
Okay, so
hold on. Next question: does Paddy Pimblett get booed or cheers from the crowd?
Where's the fight? Is this one in?
It's in Vegas.
I think Paddy gets booed too.
I think Paddy gets booed too.
Yeah,
I think we're about to see two guys get booed immediately as they walk out.
I think the hype train on Paddy is over.
Oh yeah,
and
imagine if Ferguson wins.
I'm planning on it. I'm literally planning on it.
I agree. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. But Wonder Boy, Shavkat, that one's gonna be a good fight just in general. I think. I mean, both of those guys are just good. But yeah, that should be a fucking awesome card. Let's see what else we got in MMA news before we sign off. Can't be messaged. I'm not trying to message nobody. What the fuck?
My bad. She's
you're good, brother.
She was giving me some juice.
Some juice.
Yeah, some juice that we're talking about giving to the kids or not. I'm against giving it to them because it's just like crazy sugar. She's super pro giving it to the kids because they don't have any more. She's saying I'm crazy. Yeah.
Hey man, it's women, bro. My wife tells me the same shit.
Yeah. Anyway.
But let's see. I think that's really. I mean, ain't much news coming out of the MMA world until probably after this week. Oh, I guess Kevin Holland. That was such a tease. The Kevin Holland MVP fight on the board. Yeah. Then Kevin Holland coming out saying like, "Nah, bro, I haven't even been offered the fight yet." I mean, do we believe?
Well, we'll see.
Him?
It's on the board, right? Like M Page was on the board. I don't give a fuck, Kevin Holland, whatever. But like it leads me to believe that we're extremely close to seeing Michael Venom Page fight in the octagon in the UFC. So, that to me is exciting. That to me is what was exciting. Not necessarily so much that having Kevin Holland tied to it would be sick too. Like I think that'd be a sick fight, but they got on the board. Now that I'm looking at it, they have Neil Magny versus Mike Malott. Yeah, well, there was a bunch of problems. Yeah, there was a lot about this that I saw. That's already there. Yeah, those fights are already set. That's right. Yeah. So there was some problems though. Like they had some fights. Is this January? January 4th? Something like that. People were saying that they didn't know when it was actually recorded, because I think some of the fights that were up on the board had like somebody had already been booked for another fight, or other guys were injured, or so there was some problems with that picture in general. Yep. But I don't care. Like the whole hype around it for me was seeing Michael Venom Page on the board at all, right? So it leads me to believe, and now there's like they had stickers next to it that nobody knows what they mean, and everybody's trying to like maybe it's like a possibility, like a possible sticker. It hasn't been confirmed yet. Like nobody knows what that shit means. Dana and them know, but we don't really know what that stuff means. I bet people are going to start paying a lot more attention to them boards now, though. Because you see them in the in his videos all the time. Yep. And I feel like there's never been like a real big leak like that. Like it's always just kind of like, yeah, you never really see it. Most of the time Dana announces stuff pretty fast, or announces them in front of the boards and he's already announcing the fight. Exactly. So it's like you don't really get like a leak like that, but he filmed the whole fucking podcast in that room, I guess. And so some of it came up on there, but yeah, he definitely didn't know what he was doing. Yeah. But it'll be cool to see that, man. I'm excited, but I'm just glad to have the UFC back Saturday night. Oh yeah. I got some stuff to do with the family earlier in that day, but hopefully I'll grab the kids, bring them home, get them all tucked in, cozy, and sleeping. So yes, sir. ball out watching some bangers
Hell
with the
yeah.
boys on Saturday night.
Bangers with the boys, and you already know where to find it at. It's gonna be in the Overs Club because we do this shit every Saturday. If you haven't found out, it's what we do, man. Kick back, relax, and watch UFC with as many people as that wants to join. So,
No doubt.
dude, man, we crushing TikToks, crushing Instagrams, Reels, crushing YouTubes. It's murky, man. You're adding up fucking some value, brother. I respect. You're killing it. You're making my dumb ass look smart.
Yeah, we don't have any idea what we're doing, but we're trying to figure it out. Figuring out as we go.
We're figuring it out as we go, but it's growing. So if you're listening to the podcast, check out everything else. TikToks, I almost said the Hulus, but the TikToks, the YouTubes, the Instagram Reels. Like if you see them, like them. Watch them. They're funny. Fucking Murky's making them right now, so he's crushing that shit.
Tell your mother, your grandmother, your aunties, your uncles,
if you gotta
your
make
cousins,
fake
your
accounts,
babies.
make them, bro. We want all the followers we can get.
Tell your baby mother.
Hell yeah, bro.
Tell everybody, follow the TikTok, follow the Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube, like the videos, all that stuff. I mean, it's a lot of fun, man, and we have no idea what the fuck we're doing, but we're figuring this shit out.
But I tell you, we got a lot of shit planned for 2024. Like we had a big interview with Joe Giannetti a couple of weeks ago. That interview really sparked some things for us and got us some connections that we were looking for. We just had Sean Schubert on for an interview this last Monday, or this most recent Monday. Great
dude, so
interview,
cool, man.
Dude. Such an awesome guy. So go listen to that interview with him. Tells his whole story about his career and how he got into Muay Thai and all that stuff. So check that shit out. We got more future interviews coming from hopefully Cage Titan. Like I said, that interview really helped us out and get some good connections. So we're hoping 2024, we're kind of like their main source of interviewing. That's a goal of ours, and we're still kind of working the local scenes in our areas too. So Cage Titan, if you listen to this, we're going to go to a show next year. We just need to know which one will be a good one, and all of them should be good, but we want to get out
end
there.
Of the year.
We want to get out there next year, show some support since you guys are helping us and supporting us. And we want to get out there, man, and check out some fights. We're not local, so we'd be traveling. So we want to get out there. So just let us know what we can
They
do.
announced, I think, 5 events for 2024.
Yep.
So first one starting in January, and then probably one a quarter or something, and then the end of the year, similar to how it was this past year. But and then obviously our boy JoJo is fighting January 27th.
Yes, sir.
At still hanging around at the 170 weight class, like a fucking savage animal.
He's already defending the belt. So
yeah. It's gonna be awesome, man.
But all right, Murky, I ain't got shit else, brother. I know it's getting late, and we're both about to hit the hay. We got work in the morning, so we'll leave it on that note. Like I said, check out all the social medias. Shoot us a follow. Channels are growing daily. That's what we're trying to do here. Trying to make the best MMA content we possibly can, bro. So, all right, Murky, I'll catch you fucking Saturday.
Yeah, let's get it, baby.
Yes, sir. Peace.